Hello. I realised I'd gone too fast the other day on talking about cartoons. So, the app that I use is Procreate. And originally I was thinking I won't tell you about Procreate because you'll just have pen and paper. But I completely underestimated people. Where do I go back? Okay, let me go back. Procreate the app, so this little button, it's a paid for app, but I think at the moment it's about $12 or $13. So it's a one-off fee, it's fine. I'm not sure if you've used, I'm assuming you haven't used any of these drawing apps, but you happen to have the pencil and the iPad. Procreate is just for iPad. You can see that I've got loads of other pictures here. The plus, so it says new canvas, screen size, square, whatever. I tend to choose square. Originally it was because I was posting on Instagram, but it's also because I quite like the square as a shape. So I think if you followed in my other videos about journaling with cartoons, I draw a square straight. I don't know what I'm saying. And I put my name because I don't always know what I'm going to draw next. So what you'll see is I have these things on settings. If you want to leave this, you press gallery to come back out and then click on it again to go back in. So here is like a little picture of a paintbrush. Okay, and I've at the moment got it on inking and studio pen. I haven't really explored lots of others, but that's what I've currently got it on. Over this side with the toolbars, I've got the thickness of the pen on 8%. Oh, it's just flipped to 7. So you'll see my standard line that I do is 8%. When I colour in, I sometimes go higher. This is what they call opacity. So at the moment, it's completely black. But if I did it down like that, well, you can't even see it. It's so see-through. You can see it's more of a grey colour, which allows me to show this little picture here, like a rounded edge rectangle, is the eraser type of thing. One of the main reasons though that I want, and so you may start drawing and then realise you've accidentally forgot to put it back on there. If you want to change the colour, you go to this little circle up here. So you click on that. Now I've got what's called my history because I tend to use similar colours all the time, but there's loads of other different ways you can do it. So for example, if I wanted more of a turquoisey colour, I've gone to it there, but it gives me all these options here about the type of turquoise colour I want, and it hasn't chosen for me yet. Sometimes I pick it here and then I go to draw and I realise, oh, it's still black. So I could put it there. You can see it's popped up the colour there. And I just tap out of it. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to draw here. And then I come back to black. So for me, most of mine are black and red, but you'll find that you tend to do your own colours. I don't know what this is going to be. I really should have thought about this more. I don't know what this is going to be. I'm just drawing. If you find that you've started a picture and you quite like it, this is the real benefit of doing the journaling with cartoons on Procreate rather than doing on pen and paper, is that if you quite like your picture, but you'd like to experiment and you're wondering and you don't want to ruin it, this is these two blocks here. You see, I'll do it again. And that's layers. So I can add a layer and then let's say I add a layer and I do something and then I don't like it. Let's say I go, oh, that was an experiment too far. I don't like it. I can go back to there and I can just delete that whole layer. You see? It's back, it's deleted, it's back. And you can change your background color. Yeah. So you can go into each of these elements, and I found that really useful for experimenting. Should we get rid of that? And then I'm going to go there. So obviously you can keep coming backwards and forwards. It can also be useful if you've done like a fancier background. If you're somebody that takes a lot of time over things, and then you want to put the layer back on. So put the layer back on, and then you can go and save that image, and then take the layer off, and then save it. Or you can copy things, but I'll show you how to do that in a second. So what shall I draw? I've got my black back. Oh no, so it's telling me hidden layer, can't do it. I need to do on my layer 3. Yeah. I don't know why. I can't remember. You know when you have like a mental block and you can't remember how to spell? I just had a mental block for tornado, is that right? Tornado incoming. Oh, she looks a bit scary like that. I wonder whether I should give her... I wonder whether it would help if I gave her... Oh, that looks quite minty green. But I'm being lazy here about my whites. Okay, she looks not quite so scary by having a little bit of white there. So there's the red. You can see I'm going over to this size to increase it because I'm too lazy about the colouring to take my long time. And so that's the thickness of the pen. If you find that the image isn't going right, I would experiment with the thickness. That's something that an artist called Strutless on YouTube said. He said it was one thing that changed everything that he did. So let's just, I don't like the way she's got her hair at the moment. I wanted it to be... Okay. It's not particularly funny or anything. Anyway, did you see what I did? Sorry, I did that. So at gallery to come out, I'm imagining that I finished this, and then you go select, click on that, share. I tend to share as JPEG, and it is save the image there. So exported it safely. So I can go into Instagram and just pick it up there. You can see here that you can preview, share, duplicate. So if I want to duplicate, see now I have 2 of my little drowning people, and then delete. Won't bother deleting. So yeah, the main point I was going through that with you is the layers, because you can probably figure out a lot of the other things